This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Global Coherence Pulse. My name is Teresa Collins, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Global Coherence Pulse. And this is our first pulse of 2024. This is our 4th year of coming together once a month, sometimes more, sometimes participating in other events like we did with the 7 days of rest and reweaving wholeness that we just did, many of us together. Our 4th year of coming together as a citizen science initiative to pulse the planet with heart-centered coherence, because we're learning that by coming together in heart-centered coherence, that we have an impact on the energy of the field and thus the future that we're manifesting through our presence. So we come together on these and we take 90 minutes where we have an opportunity to individually and collectively learn about and practice and experience coherence together. And the more that we do that, the more we come together, the more that we have experiences that go right into ourselves, the more we begin to believe that we have the capacity to shift this entire system to a higher order through our coherence. And we have tools like the Global Coherence app that we hope to use more and more this year that helps us to learn about our own coherence, our group coherence, and help us to just see ourselves as a global community coming together. And my intention for this year, and I hope you'll join me in it, is that we grow our community and we grow our impact. And besides these monthly events of the Global Coherence Pulse, we also have created a social environment, a social network space for people that are interested in cultivating greater coherence in the heart of your lives and through us as a community into the world. And you're going to learn more about some of the tools that we have with our partnership to Haertmath, and you're also going to learn about the connection field. But before that, we're going to take a little journey and experience coherence together by meditating, by connecting in with some music, with two of my favorite musical friends have joined us today. Because when we're in heart-centered coherence, our whole body comes into a greater sense of relaxation and balance. And in that state of coherence, we can better face into whatever we're facing with our hearts open and offer compassion and love instead of contraction and fear. So thank you for taking time out of your day today to join us for the Global Coherence Pulse. And I'd like to ask, is there anybody that's new, that this is your first time coming to the Global Coherence Pulse? And if it is, if you put your name in the chat, Linda, hi, beautiful to see you, thank you, so that we can welcome all of you that are just coming here for the first time. You'll also notice that instead of a webinar line, we are on a meeting line. So you can scroll and you can see some of the other beautiful faces, people that are coming here every month or just joining us for the first time, being nourished by this time together and knowing that it actually has a quality impact on the whole of life. What we feed the field matters. And Claudia Wells, who's one of our other founding partners, she said once in the very beginning of the Global Coherence Pulse event, she said, our job is to support there to be a fundamental shift from the love of power to the power of love. And that's really what we're doing here with the Global Coherence Pulse. So welcome everybody from all around the world. We have such a global audience and appreciate that you're here. And let's grow this community this year. Let's invite friends to come. Let's encourage other people to join. Let's participate in some of the events in the connection field. Let's go for it this year because the world needs us. So we did participate in the 7 days of rest and return to wholeness, reweaving wholeness. And we decided that with this pulse that we wanted to bring that energy that we cultivated, whether you were there with us or not, the energy is in the field, and have this first meditation be us radiating that feeling of wholeness that we have when we're in coherence out into the world to all the places on the planet that needs it. And I put my my background today with an image of me. This is me radiating wholeness out on the beach on one day in Santa Cruz. And so I put that behind me because I really want to feel that in my body, that opportunity that we have when we come into coherence, that we're overflowing with love and that we can really feed the field with it. So I'm being joined today by two of my favorite musicians, Manose and Theo. Both of them participated in the 7 days. But before we go there, I want to put up the video of the 7 days of rest and reweaving wholeness. So if you were there with us, you can connect into the energy that we cultivated each day, really feeling that into your cells. And if you weren't with us, this is an opportunity for you to connect in with each of the portals that were offered up over those 7 days and join us in this radiating wholeness meditation event today. And then after the meditation, we're going to have a video from Rollin McCraty, who's from Haertmath, sharing some of the new things that we have to help us see the impact that we have. And then we're going to play around a little bit with the connection field. So thank you again for joining us, and let's open ourselves in peace and quiet into this beautiful video. thank you, Shelley and Jon, for that beautiful video. And what a beautiful opportunity for us to kind of reconnect back into those sacred portals that we entered in together. And instead of feeling like they were something outside of ourselves during those 7 days, we were invited to actually like bring them home inside of ourselves in wholeness. You'll see in the chat, for those of you who don't know what those little 111s are, one of the things that we've been doing as a community is if you hear someone say something or somebody post something in the chat or something, you feel something, you can type 11111 into the chat to kind of say, I agree, or yes, or something's bubbling up inside of you. And it's a fun way for us to feel the community breathing. So if you feel inspired to do that at any point, please do. So I want to, from that video, not change our energy too much, but bring on my beloved friend, Manose G. Manose, it's so great to have you on. Let's have Caitlin spot your video so we can see each other together. Manose, my beautiful friend Manose. Thank you for being here in your presence. And I asked Manose if he would play some music for us that would like open our hearts into this meditation of radiating wholeness today. We've already begun. And Manose, my brother, I love you so much. Thank you. Take us away. Take us away.
Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Vardha Sadhike Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Vardha Sadhike Saranyatrayambake Gauri Saranyatrayambake Gauri Saranyatrayambake Gauri Saranyatrayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute 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 Fill me with love. Oh. Guide me with love. Narayani Namostute. Narayani Namostute. Narayani Namostute. Narayani Namostute.
If you don't already have your eyes closed, let them softly drop closed now. And allow your awareness to be simply on your breath. Breathing in and out a little slower, a little longer than usual. Allowing yourself to relax. You're safe here, in this field, in this community. Allow your simple attention on your breath to begin to relax any places that are not yet relaxed. Kind of feeling the relaxation rolling down your shoulders, rolling down your chest. Without any effort, the relaxation is just rolling down your arms, your torso, your legs. Down your calves, and down your feet. Just relaxing into your feet. Your feet that are touching our Mother Earth. We're all touching her consciously right now through our feet all around the world. And let's, in this moment, radiate love from our feet into the earth, like roots surrounding her with our love. We all inhabit this same home. We're all standing We're all standing in this beautiful home planet right now, all of us together, sending love with our breath through our feet. And see if you can extend your awareness to feel all the other feet connected right now in this space all around the world, sending love. The potency of what we're doing in this moment right now is greater than the sum of our parts. And when we open and relax, we can feel it. And now we're going to draw up through our feet the love of our mother that is pouring in all the time. And we're going to receive it with our breath and our conscious awareness. So let us together breathe the love of the Mother Earth up through our body. Feeling it filling our bellies, bringing relaxation, clarity, nourishment. And we dip down again with our breath and we breathe it up through our feet, up into our solar plexus, up into our rib cages, up into our diaphragm. Matter, Mother, we are made of this love. Another deep breath, scooping it up through our feet, up our legs, into our belly and our torso, and now into our chest, filling our chest and our lungs, surrounding our heart and our high heart. With every breath, we're just drawing this love into our bodies, into every cell, and then just relaxing and releasing anything that isn't that. Another deep breath up from the earth through the legs and the tummy and the chest and up into the throat, where we can begin to clear the way for our loving speaking. Clearing away the resistance of us sharing our truth and our love unapologetically. We allow our breath and the love that we bring up from the earth to clear and to nourish and to enliven and to engage all parts of this system that we are blessed to be contained with inside of. So one more really deep breath, bringing this energy naturally and simply up from the earth, our matter, our mother, all the way out the top of our head, and just showering down around us, back down into the earth. It's infinite what we have available to breathe up from the earth all the way through our systems, all the way out the top of our head, showering all around us, clearing, nourishing, enlivening, and activating. And now we bring our awareness to the sun and to the heavens, to the stars, where all this light is coming from, and allowing it to pour in through this central channel. It heads all the way down to the center of the earth, this great love affair of light and form. this merging of Mother, Father, heaven and earth, the rivers of life, the breath of love. It is all the merging of these energies into a unified whole. One cannot exist without the other. So we bring this light in and we have it fill our brains, relaxing our minds, enlivening our capacity to feel more deeply, into our throat so that we can sing the song of creation into form in our unique ways, into our heart and into our lungs, so that we're full to the brim of this ecstatic union, into our bellies, where we can activate our intuition and this second brain that's actually so attuned to this union and the flow of life. And down and clearing our legs and energizing everything. So we breathe up from the earth and we breathe down from the stars. And we bring our awareness to this one point inside of our heart, this sacred chamber where the union of light and matter, heaven and earth, join in a pinpoint of presence. And from this pinpoint of presence, begin to breathe in from this point, like a straw into the infinite field of love that is being generated by this union. Uniquely expressing itself as you with every heartbeat and every breath. With every heartbeat and every breath, you have access to tapping into the infinite field of love we all share. And with every heartbeat and exhale, you can uniquely radiate that love, that infinite love, that incredible infinite love into the world. So let us right now, with our feet on the ground, touching the earth, the flow of energy all around us, fueled by this union, let us radiate this infinite field of love, uniquely expressing through you into the world right now. Feel our feet all connected around the world, radiating this love to everywhere it needs to go. Soothing, nourishing, holding and healing. Radiating wholeness as wholeness itself. Unique and unified, all at the same time. This is real. This is true. This is you, and this is me, and this is us. And now let's bring this love, this infinite field of love that we're radiating from our hearts, and let's bring it in and pour it into our own sweetheart, into our own physical being, into our own lives. Nourishing this vehicle that's here to express some unique purpose on behalf of the whole. We need to be full to do our part. And feel this community connected through our feet all around the world. And give thanks for this opportunity to be a greater impact than the sum of our parts together. Radiating wholeness and nourishing our wholeness. It's real. And just keep breathing. And relaxing. Yeah. I'm going to ask my other sweet friend, Theo. I'm going to add your spotlight, Theo. Two of my favorite guys, Theo Grace. And bringing in music is such an important part of us just relaxing and really getting into the truth of who we are. Theo, I so appreciate you and love you so much, and so glad you're here.
Thanks, T. That was so lovely to just drop into that space. Feel that love, and if I could just share a little thing I'm personally learning right now. Oh, I don't know where my book went. It's a book called Letting Go. And it's one of those like perfect divine, it was gifted to me from a friend, and it's reminding me and clarifying that like letting go is like this art form. It's a skill. It's like a necessary skill to learn on the path, on the spiritual path, to understand the mechanics of letting go of negative emotions. Because that blocks, sometimes I can't, like, I'll tune into the earth, or I'll like try to tune into love, and I can't feel it. I'm like so numb from like so much trauma and wounding and fear and like all this, indulgence my small self gets off on, in indulging in fear and all the stories. And so the art of letting go is David, I forget his name. He wrote Power versus Force. Fantastic author. He sort of goes through the art of letting, like how we let go of these negative emotions, and then what's there is the incredible love that you're talking about. It's like already always here. But we have to be willing to like let go of this fear, let go of this grief, let go of blaming anyone or anything, and all these things that just block us from feeling the love. So if you're like me and sometimes you have trouble feeling that love, there might be, some fear or some sadness that you need to feel and practice letting go. And so the earth sure is a great teacher, and just, even just sitting with the earth, just gazing out onto her beauty, the immense beauty that is the sun and the earth, making love all day long, creating us, the children of heaven and earth. So this song is an ode to the Great Mother, and it's called Ever More Beautiful, and the Father Sky, and also just one little tweak here. There we go. Calling on the medicine of the forest, living in the only moment there is, flowing like an ocean, green and golden, like a lotus from the mud. She gives everything everyone needs to be free. Yes, she gives everything everyone needs to be free. So we can be all we can be, all we can be, all we can be. So we can be all we can be, all we can be, all we can be. Sunshine, oh, fill up with the one life, oh, bring on the impossible, living through the struggle to find it's ever more beautiful. Ever more beautiful. Let it in, let it go. I gotta get out of my mind, into the moment, into the music. I gotta get out of my mind, into the moment, into the movement, where I find the flow is ever present, never ending, living intelligence. We are the evidence. Yes, I find the flow is ever present, never ending, living intelligence. We are the evidence, and the flow wants to feed us, wants to heal us, wants us to be free in the feelings. The flow wants to feed us, wants to heal us, wants us to be free. Yeah. Oh, breathe in the sunshine. Oh, fill up with the one life. Oh, bring on the impossible. living through the struggle to find it's ever more beautiful. Yeah, ever more beautiful. Ever more beautiful. Bring on the impossible, living through the struggle to find it's ever more beautiful. Keep on keeping on, everyone.
Theo, I want to bring you back. Somehow I got you. Whoops. Can we bring Theo back on for a minute? I'm messing up here. I think I went to the wrong view. There you are.
Hi.
Oh, I love that song. There's so many songs I haven't heard from Theo in a while, and so it's so nice. I just feel like such deep remembering. But the one thing I really appreciate about you, Theo, and it's this lovely balance we have, is that you always really bring it back to, like, sometimes it's hard to do what we're saying. Sometimes it's hard, and you always bring that just like right in so honestly and so authentically, and I appreciate that so much, because I'm like this gal, like, like and I just so appreciate that, because it's so true. There's times when we just feel it. We're just like, we can just touch into that place where we just know that we're connected to all things. And sometimes we're not. And that's why having these moments where we can come together and we can start to feel a little bit more able to relax in the field, and we can kind of remember it when we have those moments where we need to let go, when we're holding on so tight because of some old story or some fear about something. So
yeah, sometimes the worst pain is like feeling like we're alone in it. It's like, it makes it so much more painful, but we're all suffering. That's the great, almost like a cosmic joke. It's like we all feel alone, and that's what ties us together in this weird, messed up way. Yeah.
I know,
So
every time I feel the bottom of my feet, I know that we're all standing here together,
yeah,
and
thank
that
you
there's no
for
way
bringing
that
that.
we're alone at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Well,
you, Theo.
that's the
Thank
deep
you.
remembering. Love you too.
Yeah, we'll hear more from Theo and from Manose. Um, we're going to bring on a video from Rollin McCraty. And the reason I wanted to do the meditation first, so that we could really connect in with that energy of the 7 days and really get it deep into our bodies together, and really set an internal intention for us to really keep growing this feeling, right? So that we can reach it in those moments where it's hard. And I wanted to bring in Roland because I wanted us to really get serious about our citizen science opportunity here, where we can connect with organizations like Haertmath that are actually starting to register what we're doing. It's a little bit longer. We're going the full 90 minutes today. So I want to bring on this video so that we can connect with Roland. We can hear that what we're doing is actually able to be tracked, and that we'll be tracking that more and more in the days and months ahead through this year. So let's bring on that video. Thank you, Kaylin. I love Kaylin's always back there. He makes everything run smoothly. So good. It's the best.
Thanks, Teresa. Great to be back on one of the pulses. I, as you know, always enjoy participating. Without further ado, let me go ahead and just bring up some slides and share some of the recent results of what we're doing from the GCP2 project, Global Consciousness Project 2.0. But first, just as a reminder, the Global Consciousness Project 2.0 is really under the larger umbrella of the Global Coherence Initiative, or GCI. And just a very quick reminder of the kind of our leading, I'll call them hypotheses of GCI is, first of all, this isn't a hypothesis. This is definitely scientific fact here, but we all live in a common energetic or vibrational field, the magnetic fields of the earth. And we're all contributing, from my perspective, our own positive and negative vibrations to the field based on our thoughts, but especially our feelings and the quality of our interactions, whether we're feeling frustrated or compassionate or caring. As we often say here at GCI, what we feed the field counts. It matters, and as we're showing, it matters in measurable ways. And basically, especially when we come together, because there's a collective amplification effect that happens. But when we come together with large numbers of people, the larger the better, in creating heart-centered or coherent states, coherently focused love and compassion, that generates a more coherent field environment that can benefit others and help offset the current planetary wave of fear and insecurity and incoherence. So we're really pulsing the field with more coherent energy, more love and compassion, especially. That's really the main purpose and why GCI exists. And our latest tool in the toolbox is the Global Consciousness Project, or GCP. Sorry about that. So our latest tool in the toolbox is the Global Consciousness Project 2.0 for measuring how what we feed the field matters and how we can measure that. And another tool in our toolbox, of course, is the Global Coherence app, because this allows us to really participate in a way that, well, in two ways. First of all, you can use the app to measure your personal coherence and practice really getting into that deeper coherent state. So when we do participate in the larger events, we're really adding our coherently focused heart energy. And the unique thing about this app is it allows us to map and see where everybody is globally, but also measure the collective coherence and how much, as we call them, coherence points based on our collective scores we're feeding the field. So it's a neat tool to be able to start making scientifically correlations between the meditations and the events that we participate in and how it might affect in a measurable way the global field environment. So GCP2 is a large-scale experiment to study how and measure how human consciousness, and especially our attention to paying attention to something and our emotions, correlate with, or I would go one step farther, say drive changes in the field of global consciousness is how we like to think of it here on the research side, and how it interacts in a measurable way with the physical world. And to do that, a lot of you are probably familiar with GCP1, but the way that is done is with a global network of what are called random number generators. And the way to think about a random number generator is as an electronic coin flipper. So we know if we flip a coin, say 100 times or 1,000 times, if you're really motivated, on average, you're going to get 50 tails and 50 heads. But when you're flipping the coin, you might get 8 heads in a row sometimes, or 3, or longer sequences of heads or tails, even though on average, it's kind of averaging out 50-50. So what a random number generator is it does that basically, sorry about that, really fast. Only instead of heads or tails, it's ones or zeros. And so think of GCP2 and GCP1, we lovingly call it now, as a globally distributed scientific instrument that's basically flipping coins, creating these numbers, ones or zeros. And what we call network coherence, that's the main measurement of the network of these devices, is when they start flipping globally now, all these thousands of devices, ones or zeros at the same time in a correlated way, above and beyond what you would expect through just random behavior. And that's a lot of math goes behind that to sort all that out. Now from GCP1, that's my favorite thing that Dr. Roger Nelson did, was when he looked at many hundreds of events that had been analyzed over the years, the 25 years of GCP1's history. The events that evoke love and compassion. This could be Global Earth Day, large-scale meditations that are really focused on adding, peace or love and compassion into, the focus of the meditation and into the field, have a significantly greater impact on moving the dial, creating more coherence, that is, in the network, than events that are, say, medium or low. And for medium events, because we know that emotion is what counts for affecting the network coherence, these were events like Super Bowls or World Cups, large sporting events, these types of things. And then other types of things in that category where there's a lot of emotion, but not necessarily a lot of love and compassion. And then, of course, the low category would be things like terrorist attacks and large earthquakes and shootings, these types of things. So we see they all affect the network significantly, but those in high love and compassion have a significantly greater impact on, I'd like to say, adding coherence to the global consciousness field. GCP2 is a completely new and re-envisioned version of GCP, of the original GC project, with new devices that have been designed specifically for it, like I showed you in the slide before was a picture of them, in a much, much larger scale network. I won't go into a lot of the details here. We can maybe do that in another time, because it's pretty cool what's happening here. Now, this is some measurements we did with the Global Coherence Pulse back in 2001, and this is actually from GCP1. And we see the first pulse we did, and then the continuation, a composite of evolves over a number of events, are showing that a significant effect is happening. Now, this is really important. Well, I'm going to save that. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Now, I want to show you some more recent results here. Okay, so this is the GCP2 now, the new network, because we're up and running now and have been for a few months. And this is the data from the beginning of the start of the conflict in the Middle East, the Israeli-Gaza attack, when the Hamas attack Israel began. So we see a significant effect here. And the way to understand these graphs, the blue line, that kind of parabolic, is a line of statistical significance. So if the red line crosses it, it means there's more coherence in the network than would be expected by random chance. Typically, the red line is just kind of up and down around zero, like you see on the right side here in the control period. So we see clearly that the coherence of the network is cohering or correlated beyond its expected behavior. Now, we did a series of experiments with a community called the One Field. This is the folks who produced and made the movie called the One Field, and with their community, where we basically did 7 monthly meditations, very much like what's happening with the Global Coherence Pulse. These happen to be on the 21st of each month, and the first 6 we combined the effects on the GCP2 network for those first 6 meditations. And that's what you're seeing here. So the graph looks a little different because we're presenting it in a different way. But first, the gray line up here on top, the kind of shaded gray, this is control. Like if you look at periods in between meditations, what you would see. So just what you would expect, just up and down around the 0 line. But the red line then is the combined results of 6 of the 7 meditations, what we saw in the network. And this particular series of experiments, the community was using the Global Coherence app, so they were getting more and more practice over the sessions. So we were measuring the coherence, and all of the meditations had the focus of adding love and compassion to the planetary field to help increase or raise the baseline consciousness of Earth, basically of humanity. So we always had that focus, even though the meditations might be worded a little bit differently, each one, but that was always the constant focus, as was really the meditations of guiding people into a heart coherent state. And many of the participants were using the Global Coherence app. There's another slide I could show you all the coherence points, but I didn't include that for time today. On the 7th one, we announced the results of the first 6. And we also looked at independently of what happened on the last one. And the last of the experiments on the December 21st of 23 was the largest. There was an in-person group in Jerusalem, a big auditorium. We had the online community. In fact, Zoom was maxed out at over 1,000 people, and people were also streaming the meditation on, I think, YouTube and I think Facebook Live were the 2 streaming platforms. So we know that there were around 2,000 people participating in this. And we had quite a few on the Global Coherence app, well over, I think, 375, something like that, consistently on the app, and a pretty high coherence score, actually, too. And it's just phenomenal. This is what I wish they all looked like. Of course, we're not always going to see graphs that look like this. So the red line, of course, is the network coherence in GCP2, and it's kind of hovering around 0. But right as the meditation began, we see an upward trend in the data, clearly going up out of the envelope over the time of the event. So this is really a phenomenal result.
That's amazing.
Isn't that, Teresa?
That's really amazing, just to be able to see that and know that when we're like doing things like the pulse, or we're together and we're like really intending it, that it's actually measurable results are showing up and telling us that it actually is creating an impact.
Yeah. Now what I was going to say earlier, and I wanted to save it for more here, is one of in GCP1, this was just this network of devices, and Dr. Nelson didn't really even want people to know about them, really, just kind of passively measuring. And what he was able to clearly show is that the more people who are engaged, usually through media events, like the news and that type of thing, that you would see the results. So there was a correlation between large numbers of people, and we're talking usually in GCP1, hundreds of thousands or millions, the 9/11 attacks, things like this. But in GCP2, we've introduced a new hypothesis that these last results I've been showing you really speak to. And that is that it's not necessarily about the number of people. It's really how coherent and aligned are they? Are we energetically together and connected to really see that amplification effect? So in this event we're seeing right here on the screen, this is 2,000 people. This is really quite small when you think about it, in terms of what GCP1 showed, who were highly focused. They were heart coherent with a specific shared intention. So we're now seeing through the pulse data and these types of events that it really can be a much smaller group. When we get together in the heart and a heart coherent with a shared intention, we can have major effects on the consciousness field of the earth. In fact, Teresa, I'm hoping this is something we can do this year in the pulse, as we really find some time, some of the pulses, we really want to do this repeated experiment where we really have a shared intention and focus, and really get people using the app to really get coherent and allow us to start building those correlations between the coherence of the community, the people, and the effect size that we see on the network. So anyway, I'm hoping we can organize that this coming year. It'd be an awesome thing.
Me too. I think it's so important that, we're showing that small islands of coherence really have an impact on the system. And that's what we're building and have been over the years with the Global Coherence Pulse. And let's together, all of us guys on the calls, and bring more and more people every month. And let's really start to see and track our impact that we have.
Indeed. So I look forward to it, and I'm looking forward to another year of pulsing the planet every month. The last one I showed is just for people who want to learn more about the GCP2 project, and go to the website. It's GCP2, the letter number 2, .net.
One last question, Rollin, is that I really want to encourage our Global Coherence Pulse family to use the app. And you guys have updated it now. We have the camera sensor. We don't need to have a regular sensor. And like, say some things to us about using the app and how that can really help the science, but also help ourselves.
Well, God, I can answer that in so many ways, but let me start by saying there are, I think, now over 500 independent research studies that people have done when we learn how to get coherent. So there's a lot of personal benefits by learning how to shift our own physiology into coherence. It's an optimal state, right? It just is. Whether we're trying to recover from a health challenge or just be less stress in our lives, being able to kind of flow through the challenges with more grace, more ease, and from that more centered, coherent perspective. So there's a lot of just personal benefits. And the app, whether it's the Global Coherence app or one of the other Haertmath apps, kind of keeps, at least I still use it. It keeps me honest, right? Because you can think you're coherent and, well, maybe not physiologically. But the Global Coherence app, as I mentioned earlier, it lets us look at the collective coherence of the community. What are we doing together? And so we're actually able to track the coherence points we're adding to the field as a community. And that's huge. And as the results I just showed, there really is an amplification effect.
Yeah.
And when we get coherence directly drives that. And we also see that from some of the other work we're doing, Teresa, on synchronization. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. We're getting ready to publish a new paper now on where we looked at the heart rhythm synchronization amongst groups in 5 countries over a 2-week period. And so coherence is a factor. When we're able to be more individually coherent, we already published work showing that helps increase our synchronization, literally, with the rhythms of the earth, the magnetic fields of the earth, but also with others. So getting in sync is a good thing, and coherence is one of the 2 primary drivers, I could say, or factors to whether we're in sync or not.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, for those of you who want to learn more about doing the app, we have one of our core team members on the Global Coherence team, Annette, who does something on the full moon every month. And she's teaching people about opening the app and using it and doing a meditation and registering it. So I'll put a link in the chat so you guys can join that. And it really helps to have somebody kind of help you figure out how to use the app and then start to do it more often.
And it's just fun, right? Now, look, I hear a lot of people say, I don't need an app to meditate. Well, and that's true. You don't. But you're also, by using it, because I'm with you, I want to encourage people to use it. Your little dot shows up on the map. We get to see where you are. And I can't tell you how many people love the map, but I've heard from people to see who's there with me now doing this. And some people will actually send some love or heart to the dots on the map, knowing that they're really points of light.
Yeah.
I mean, they are literally, but there's someone there adding light, adding love to the field.
Yeah.
So it helps, for some people, really bring that sense of community.
Well, I mean, you guys are, Haertmath and all of these things are giving us that reflection that what we feed the field matters, right? It's not just a nice idea. It's actually documented. I know when you were showing from the oneness meditation, I actually had chills. It was kind of like this sense. It's like, it's really true that us taking time out of our day to come together, to practice coherence, to be aware of how we're feeling the field really matters, right?
Yeah, and keep in mind, when we're talking about the Global Consciousness Project, these are physical devices, right? Now, it turns out that the way we make random numbers is called quantum tunneling. It's a true quantum process where you make an electron try to go through something it doesn't want to go through. And some of them find their way through it, tunnels. It's called quantum tunneling. And that's a completely non-predictable random process. That's the source of how you making random numbers is really hard. It's not a trivial thing to do. But the point is, they're physical devices. Our consciousness is somehow, we don't know the full mechanisms yet, but interacting at global scale with these devices in a way that changes their behavior in a correlated way globally. I mean, it's quite profound when you really think about it. And the statistics on GCP1, over after 25 years are well over 1 trillion to 1 that this is a real effect. So it's
yeah. So it's affecting our physiology. It's affecting everything around us. Yeah. Huge. Rollin, thank you so much for coming today. I love that we're starting out the year with some of the science because we need that, right? We need the science, and then we need our experience that's backing up that science to help us really take seriously the potency of cultivating greater coherence in the heart of our daily lives.
Yeah. And I'd say another way, we just need to add more love into our day-to-day life, into the field, because that's really what takes us into coherence, is when we love more, and I, from my perspective, Teresa, love is an octave, you know, it includes compassion would be one of the higher frequencies up within the love spectrum, and appreciation and gratitude and kindness. And these are all aspects of love that we want to run more through our own system for our own health and well-being, but it also is affecting those around us and the greater field of the earth.
Yeah. Claudia Wells once said, we need to shift from our love of power to the power of love.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And we love you so much, Rollin. I hope you feel that.
Mm.
We're sending you so much love for all that you do. And please take that in to fuel all the work that you're doing on our behalf.
Thank you, Teresa. Back at
you. Thanks, Rollin. We'll see you again soon. Come and play with us more.
Indeed.
Thank you. Rollin McCraty. We love Rollin McCraty, don't we? I mean, Haertmath has done so much over the years to make this true, this science of our heart coherence more visible. And I tell you, Haertmath is just taking off. The things that they're participating in, the partners that they're taking on. And what do you say, you guys? Should we start to participate more as citizen scientists and see the impact that we have when we come together? We can use the app. I'm going to set up a cluster of sensors, of their new GCP sensors. You know, let's start to make visible the impact that we have with the power of our love and presence. What do you say? Yes? Yeah, great. All right, I'm going to ask Theo to play just a little song for us, and then I'm going to show us just a little bit about what's happening in the connection field. So we have the pulses every month. We have our partnership with Haertmath and Unify and Good of the Whole and others. And we have the connection field, which is a place that we can be attending things every week. We can have community that's aligned with this. We can start to grow our impact together, and I just want to let you know about that. And then we'll have Manose close out, and there's a couple of offerings Manose has that I'm excited to share with you. So, Theo, don't you just love Rollin? He's so cool.
My gosh, that was so cool. Wow, so inspiring.
I know.
I'm like on there. I'm like
Yeah.
hooking it up. I'm getting the app. I'm getting back into it. I remember you got me onto it a while back, and then I lost touch with it. And I'm like, okay, whoa, this is legit. Let's go.
Yeah, well, let's use it when we come together on our Saturday pulses, and just open it up and turn it on, and let's see ourselves, and let's start to, feed
So
into this
easy.
research. Yeah.
So easy. And I think about all the people who are like, I know they're coming from care, posting on Instagram and like calling people out and being like, you gotta do this and do that and to show you care. And I get it, I understand where they're coming from, but this is like, hey, this is likely so much more effective than anything else we could do. And we all want to do something.
Yeah.
So this is just amazing.
Yeah.
So, which also, interestingly enough, it inspired me to play a song that's not done.
Oh, great.
So I'm gonna take a little risk here,
Love
and
it.
forgive me if I kind of like fumble through it, but I hope it transmits something in the way of piggybacking on what you and Roland are talking about. And it's called Imagine What We Could Do. All right. We can fly into the sky, climb a mountain 5 miles high. Oh, we learned to survive for thousands of years through famine and fire. Nothing's impossible if we really believe. Oh, we'll be unstoppable when love is our lead. Imagine what we could do if we could all just get along. sky. We could bring any dream to life once we all learn to get along. We can make a fire burn bright, flip on a light, call me on your cell tonight. Go to a movie so real it seems alive. Oh, it's clear we're in magic times. Nothing's impossible if we really believe. We'll be unstoppable when love is our lead. Imagine what we could do if we could all just get along, and if we could agree to take care of everything most important to life, like the earth, water, and sky. We can bring any dream to life if we could all just get along. When we're all learn to get along. Yeah, we're learning to get along. When we all learn to get along. That song is actually inspired when I lived with two boys, my son and another boy, and they were just like in a fight. Like they were like two boys like about to like rip each other's heads off. They were like about to get violent. They were so upset, and I was like, whoa. That rage, that is so real. And then I went upstairs and I was just like, man, what would be possible if we could, like, I zoomed out and I just saw that as a microcosm of how we're all struggling to get along and just, you know, make it work. But I was like, whoa, if we could just like, just agree on like what's most important and just get along, we could literally do anything. So
I
that's my
love
song
it. That's a
about
great
that.
new song.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's give Theo
Yeah.
just so much love for joining us today. And if you have your cameras on, just kind of like send him a big wave of love. And thank you so much, Theo. I hope we'll see you a few times this year on the Pulse. Look, and Manose is like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Uh, I gotta figure out how to get mine to do that. I haven't quite turned that thing on, whatever that
Just
is.
go like that or that.
I know, but I think you have to
That's
turn
a good
something
one
on,
too.
don't you?
Maybe, I don't know. I just did it by accident one day, and I was like, "Ooh, that's neat."
No, I love that. Well, I'm going to
All right,
take us on a quick little tour of what's happening in the connection field. As I said, like, instead of just coming once a month to a pulse, which is wonderful and all of that, but as Theo said, in order to sustain it, right, we need to be able to practice, and we need to feel like we're in a field, that we're not alone in order for us to really move through the things we're moving through. So we want to invite you to come to the connection field. It's absolutely free to come in. You can create a profile, and there's lots of things going on, like that full moon global coherence app meditation that we talked about with Annette, and she'll talk about how to use the app and give us a chance to practice. Happens every month. There's also lots of events that you'll get if you're on the app. It'll say, hey, we're joining for a care focus or something else. There's events that are happening every day where you're actually in a room, in a group, intro to coherence and connecting to your love voice. One of our partners and supporters, Marie Michelle, is offering something every week. We have a peace pause, 11 minutes of a quick meditation to help us to bring more peace and global harmony into the world. There is Radiant Heart Meditations with Kadi J, who, if you're entering into the connection field, you will meet Kadi J because she's in there really hosting and stewarding and guiding people through getting started, makes it really easy. We have the Global Heart Team, which has the Love Bubble Hour. If you go in there, you could look at any time there's something on the calendar to join in, to feel more connected to the community and to get more tools. Imagine Meditations with Alexi. These are wonderful journeys where he kind of has us imagine a future that's equal to our potential so that we could start to believe it and feel it in ourselves. Living in Coherence, another practice opportunity with Darty, really beautiful. Julie Kroll, she's creating these posts that we can sip on, the whole latte love. And they're just a moment to take a little coherence break and to kind of reflect on something and add your comments. And it's really fun. There's something new every day. It's great. And we just launched our community bulletin board. So when you go in there, if you choose that play space, there's different play spaces that you can actually post your events and the things that you're doing that are contributing to community connection and coherence building. So there's a place for that on the bulletin board. And then here's Kadi J again. She has office hours and she's putting links in the chat. And so if you need some help and you're feeling a little lost, or you just want a little one-on-one support, she's there for you. It's wonderful. And if you sign up on the connection field, you'll have people start welcoming you. It's a really wonderful, heart-centered community. So come and play with us. And all you have to do is bring your presence and your heart. And let's this year, 2024, let's build our community and our impact, and let's see it reflected back in these sensors and on the app. And let's show that taking time out of our day to cultivate greater coherence in the heart of our lives is one of the most essential things we could be doing on the planet. Now, I'm just going to keep going through our announcements, because then I'm going to bring on Manose to give us some music to close us out. The other thing you'll find out when you come into the connection field, it's an opportunity where a number of different organizations, Unify, Good of the Whole, Global Coherence Pulse, Haertmath, Holo Movement, Gene Keys, all these different ones are already doing projects and have events. And we're asking this question: how can we better serve our communities by cooperating and collaborating? So we make visible these wonderful events that are happening, and we invite our communities to join, and then we continue on with that conversation or what got brought up in it, so that there's some continuity. We're not just attending events. So here's one: Humanity's Sacred Mission. This is with Ervin Laszlo. This is probably it is the end of Ervin's amazing contributions to this life and to awakening humanity. And this is an event inspired by him, and I hope you'll join it. And then Haertmath is going to have a in-person retreat and a virtual option in May. Let's all attend this, whether you can come in person or you do the online virtual event. This is really worth going, because you'll get so much more of what Rollin was talking about. You'll leave feeling, I get it. It's really true. We can radiate this love, and it makes a difference. Now I'm going to go to Manose, who's going to close us out for today with a wonderful song. I'm lucky that I'm in Santa Cruz right now, because Manose is doing an event. You can see there's a phone number there if you want to get tickets. So if you're anywhere nearby where I am, definitely come. And Manose, this is like a really sexy picture of you, I have to say. It's like so beautiful. Don't you guys all agree? Like super, super sexy. And then Manose is going to be taking a small group to Nepal on 7/17. Manose, you can say something about this and I'll kind of scroll through some of your days. But this is like,
Yeah.
this is a once in a lifetime chance to go with you to Nepal, I have to say.
These are my bandmates. They are in their 20s, but they've been meditating for so long, they look so old.
Look at
Anyway,
this journey. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's last year I've led two groups in Nepal, and I realized, it's a really special part of the world where I grew up, and I realized, like what you guys talking about, the coherence, the heart math, the being the in the essence of a prayer. I the stupas, the temple, the Shivalingam, the Buddhas. The I realize actually that's what my ancestors have been doing for thousands of years. They call it Kora, going around the stupa, chanting mantras, and basically praying for the world peace, the harmony, and it's amazes me, like it's like a river, like it's like a the power of river. Even doesn't matter wherever you are, when you step into that river, it'll take you in. So that's the experience I had, after going back from the West to going to my own place. Like, wow, my God. So I've been very inspired to invite people to and go with me and see, what really it is, to the land of Buddha, land of Shiva, all the deities, Kathmandu and Nepal and Himalayas and people. Yeah, so I invite you, if you're free that time, I invite you to come with me. Come with me.
I know,
You're
really.
coming. Yeah, you
You
don't
in
have a
Nepal,
choice.
I have to come. You've asked me so many times, I have to come.
Yeah,
So
so
thank you for coming today and bringing your love. And you can close us out, go as long as you'd like. We all are here to
thank
be
you,
with you.
Teresa.
in your
Thank you,
love.
Theo. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You guys really um, do something to this world, the community of love and compassion and unity you bring. It's really so, so there.
Mhm.
It's combining with what's happening in the East also, So thank you for keep supporting.
Mm.
So this instrument called kalimba, I got this in Europe some point, originally from Africa, and I love to chant this powerful text that comes from thousands of years back from India, and it honors the Shiva, the transformation, because every breath you take, actually, there is a transformation. Trayambakam yazamahe sugandhim pushti vardhanam urvarukamiva vandanam mrityor muksham amrita. Also known as this mantra is great liberator, the liberation of duality, liberation of pain, attachment, everything that you want to get into enlightenment. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pusti vardhanam urvarukamiva vandanam mrityor mukshamamrita. Mrityor mukshamamrita. If you can't, please join with me in Om, chanting Om. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pusti vardhanam urvarukamiva vandanam mrityor mukshamamrita. Mrityor mukshamamrita. Om. Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pusti vardhanam urvarukamiva
रुकमिव बन्धनं मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यममृतत् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यममृतत् त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनं मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यममृतत् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यममृतत्
Oh, we love you so much, Manose. Thank you so much. I'm going to go on gallery view so we can see everybody. Let's send Manose a bunch of love. Thank you so much. Look at everybody sending love to Theo. Thank you so much, Theo. So lovely to see all of your beautiful faces. Linda, how is this for your first time? You can unmute if you want.
Well, it's been pretty awesome. I've enjoyed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm so glad. We had a couple others. Marina was here, new for the first time. Linda, we had a Linda for the first time. Thank you all so much for joining us, and come back every month and join us in the connection field. That's where you can see what's going on, other things that would be supportive in your life. We'd love to have you in there. Come, let's grow this community and let's grow our impact. So let's take a minute. Everybody unmute your mics so that we can all say goodbye, add our voices into the mix. Love you all. Blessings on your day.
Blessings. Thank
Blessings,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thanks from New
Love.
Mexico. Love.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh,
Namaste. Thank you, Teresa.
oh.
Love
Thank
you.
you.
Love and gratitude.
Bye,
So much
Deb.
love.
Bye, Linda. Bye, Luke. Bye,
All right,
Linda.
thanks.
Bye, Carol. Larissa. Beautiful to see you all. Barbara. All right, Jeannie. Nice to see you back, Carol. Yeah, lovely to see you all. So fun. Snowflake. What a great name. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.